picking up to go through everything that we went through in the last 3 days. Going to start with a drill that we worked on, and then the application for it. First one, let's get the basic fighting stance, feet shoulder width and a half apart. Drop your foot back about a foot and a half, so you're in a 45-degree angle, kind of a triangular stance, and hands up like this. So the drill is, remember, jab, and then a cross, and then a roundhouse kick to the thigh or to the ribs. We can also make that a jab, a cross, and a kick right up to the groin, a snap kick right up into the groin, and then back. From the other side, same thing. 1, 2, roundhouse to the thigh or the knee, or then straight up into the groin, just like you're kicking a football. But you make sure that knee is chambered, it's cocked back like this, and snaps up and come back down. 1, 2, boom. To use the strikes we talked about, it'd be open hand this way, the hand heel, kick. So that's the basic drill. Application: if somebody should approach you, you don't want them coming into your private space, which would be anywhere near an arm's reach. If somebody should want to encroach that space, that's when your hands come up and take that step back, and in a non-defensive way, you put your hands up. And in this way, you're basically in the same position for the drill we just went over. So next one would be the blocks, the inside, or the releases, blocks, releases, inside and outside, for wrist grabs, for a strike, for a grab, inside, outside, hello, goodbye, however you want to look at it. We'll go over the actual application in a moment, but right now the important thing to remember is it's not just the habit that most people have and that we talked about before, is the lifting of the arm. You don't want to do that. Once you do that, you lose all your energy. All your energy just goes right out there, and then you're fighting yourself. So when you start that motion, you use a little twist of the body, and you keep that arm in as tight as you can here, and you use that body twist to start the motion up this way, out of the way if it should be coming this way or that way, depending on what the application actually is, which I'll demonstrate in a moment. The important thing, though, is to remember not to lift that arm up like this unless it specifically calls for that, for only one application that we covered, and that would be for the choke, for instance, stepping around. In that case, you could come in with a full body swing, for more momentum to get you around, depending on how tightly you're grabbed. You want to give it everything you got, so it would be stepping around. In that case, you can bring the arm up. Otherwise, keep it in tight, here and here. All right, next thing that we can go over without me needing somebody to show you is the falls and the rolls. As you see, I step back to that fighting stance position, or to that defensive position here, and use your hands out for guidance. One knee out here, hands down on the mat, and they're also kind of at a 45-degree angle. Look under your armpit this way, and as you reach up under your arm, like that, up under your armpit, push yourself forward, and then tuck your leg, and stand up. In this situation, we don't want to leave the leg out. We don't want to roll over to the side. We don't want to come here and then try and use this method to get up, because it's too easy for the hand to slip out. It could be on gravel. It could be a number of things. Point is, you don't want to be here. You want to be here with both hands in front of you. So Once again, let's step back with the 1 foot so we're in somewhat of a fighting stance that we covered. Crouch down, hands out, start pushing yourself forward, and the hands are just for guidance, not 100% support. But use your hands. Do not try it yet without it. When you get better, then you can do it without your hands. But you have to make sure that that head is tucked and off to the side. From the other side, stand right up. You can keep running. You can kick behind you. You can come up, kick in front of you. 1, 2, and throw the kick. So that was front roll. For a front fall, if you should fall forward and you don't have the time to do that tuck, we practice from this position here, hands up. Once again, elbows not out, elbows in tight, and we're slapping right before we hit. And that's going to break the fall. If you're standing up, once you're a little better and you get used to doing it, you can do it from a standing position. And don't forget the little key, expel your breath. So it helps tighten up the body for the moment of impact. So those are 2 front falls, one from the knee and one from standing. Probably this is the one you're going to prefer, and you should practice. Don't know what your mat situation is going to be like as far as something to land on. You could do it on a mattress. Here. Good. One we didn't get to cover that much would be the side fall. It's very similar to the front roll. Difference is when you go back to that fighting position from here to the defensive position, instead of when you go down, instead of tucking the leg in that 4 position, number 4, you leave the leg straight. And when you come down to the mat and look and reach up under your armpit, we're just going to go in a diagonal line here and roll right over from one shoulder to the other, slapping the mat. Again,